Chapter 12 When Things Don't Go as Expected. Sometimes things may not turn out the way you expect. You may be confused as to why, especially if you are deliberately and consciously creating your reality. In large part, this may have to do with your timing. To understand this, let me remind you of some basic ideas. You, in fact, create your life, and one step further, you do, in fact, create your reality. This has become a catchphrase in your society, however, it is accurate. Reality is an experience that you can choose to explore consciously rather than half-consciously and unconsciously. Creating you do, regardless of whether you choose to take the responsibility to do so consciously or not. Many people might say, if I created my reality, why would I have created this? I don't want my life to be this way. This is because, for the most part, you have been creating unconsciously. What we suggest is that you become conscious. Take back the power and responsibility of creating your reality. Create according to preference and integrity. Express who you are in no uncertain terms. Trust is important. Trust plays an important part in creating because you have to trust that you can have what you want. Remember, you always trust in something. Trust means that you are expressing a belief. It is similar to faith. Trust is not something that you need to build or muster up. When you say you don't have faith, don't trust, or don't believe, what you are actually saying is that you have faith or trust in the complete opposite. You always trust in something. In other words, first identify where you have placed your trust, and then you can see whether or not you want to continue to do that. You can easily shift what you trust and trust in what you want. Time. When it comes to understanding why your life is the way it is, you have to understand that you created it all. Time plays an important part in how you create, because life unfolds in a certain timing. Things happen at a particular time for a particular reason. What you call your reality exists within a time frame. You sometimes speak about being a soul or having a soul. However, being a soul is more accurate. A soul is not something within you. A soul is what you are within. A soul does not reside in your body. You can experience that apparency, but more accurately, your body resides within your soul. Your soul, your essence, your higher self, or whatever you wish to call it, is infinite, multidimensional, and eternal. It is timeless, it is ageless, it is spaceless. In its pristine form, time and space exist within the infinity of your soul or of your higher self. Time and timing are expressions that exist within your soul, which is a timeless creation. In other words, your life unfolds in a certain way with a certain timing on purpose. Things may not occur at the time you think that they should. You choose to be finite. Now, why would you do this? Why would you withhold something from yourself until a later time? Good question. As an infinite being, you are exploring an infinite number of possibilities. One of those possibilities is to express yourself as a finite being which has the ability to express itself in multiple ways. Finite can be defined as having a beginning, middle, and end. It is a seeming progression, a seeming beginning, starting with so-called nothing, acquiring knowledge, acquiring experience, and ending up larger than you began. Since you are ultimately infinite, this is only one minute expression within your totality. It is only one choice. When you make that choice, you choose to experience your infinity in a line, in a linear fashion, seemingly with one thing at a time unfolding. This is what you refer to as your time frame. You create space and time. When you create space, you are creating a finite idea within the infinity of your being. In order to move across that space, you create time to do so. This is why even scientists understand that rather than space and time being two things, they now refer to them as space-time. They are two sides of one coin. When you create a finite experience within that infinity space, you then create time in which to move across it. While you may not be aware of it, this is what you are doing. Being limited has advantages. You don't want to know everything and have everything manifest instantly. When you're in your natural state, which is infinite, eternal, multidimensional, and all-knowing, there is something that you cannot do. When you know it all already, you cannot discover or experience things as if it was the first time, which, by the way, is something that many of you say you like. Consider surprise. How could anything surprise you if you always knew it was coming? One of the fundamental reasons why you create a linear frame of reference is to experience things as if you begin as a blank slate. By elaborately playing an amnesia on your all-knowingness, you can then experience things with the joy of discovery and with the apparency of the first time. When you go to the movies, you enjoy not knowing what is going to happen. You don't like spoilers. You get to have the joy of seeing how it will play out from all the possible options. You like seeing how one particular version will play out, and you enjoy being surprised by it. This is one microcosmic analogy to your entire life. You want to enjoy unfolding as if you are actually experiencing things for the first time. You have chosen this. Many of you view this as a curse. Hopefully, you can understand that you have chosen this on some level and that the seeming amnesia only exists from where you are sitting and your standpoint right now. From the perspective of your higher self, your soul, your oversoul, or whatever you wish to call it, you already know what you are doing. You are already playing out a set of choices that you have laid down. Nothing occurs that is outside of your consciousness or outside of your being. Your point of view is very narrow. Your consciousness is your infinite knowingness. What you refer to on your planet as your mentality is your finite version of knowingness. You experience your mentality as an unfoldment. From your perspective, reality seems quite real. It seems like this is the only reality and that this is the only planet with intelligent life. Not true. Your point of view is very narrow. By excluding 99.999% and so on and so forth of reality, you get to focus in on a very fine, fractioned portion of your totality. You may feel that seeing, thinking, hearing, smelling, and feeling one thing at a time is the normal mode of operation, but from your higher self perspective, it is a unique experience. Your higher self has the ability to understand an infinite number of things at once. One thing at a time is actually the exception rather than the rule. You have created your reality in such a way that it seems like one thing at a time is the rule. You use that ability to focus down to one thing at a time. Your higher self created this reality to have these types of experiences. You are beginning to remember the sense of amnesia that you impose on yourself is so pervasive and is so all-inclusive that you have conveniently, perhaps some of you will experience that inconveniently, forgotten even why you're here. Obviously, you are now beginning to allow yourself to effectively lift your amnesia along a timeline by allowing things to unfold a bit at a time. You do this by attracting the resources, such as this book, whatever you read, and whatever else you find yourself attracted to. This is all a reflection to yourself through a mirror. I am only a mirror within your own consciousness. It is always right here, right now. Where this all comes together is that your timing is always impeccable. Impeccable. It cannot be otherwise. It is always that. Where you are right here, right now, the only place and time you ever experience, is always the most perfect place in the entirety of your being. I believe this is another little minor fact that you have forgotten. You often create your reality in such a way that going somewhere seems a whole lot better than being right here. However, you are the one who has determined that right here and right now is not the most perfect place and time. When you assign that meaning, needless to say, you get that effect, and constantly are you going somewhere, never quite being where you are. Where you are is always unique. Where you are always has advantages that any other place you seem to go, and I am speaking in your linear terms, will not contain. Every here and now has a unique advantage. Simply reminding yourself of this is perhaps one of the first steps to see or examine what is right in front of your face. Every moment always contains a unique advantage. Remember that, unless you choose to forget. Identify where you place your trust. This is why we talk about trust. When I say you're always trusting in something, I mean it. Trust is one of the mechanisms that you use to hold your reality in place. For instance, you may not trust in the following statement, I get what I want. One way to look at it is that you don't have faith or trust that you get what you want. Another more useful way to look at it is that you are trusting that you don't get what you want. It is not a matter of building up trust that you do get what you want. It is a matter of identifying and acknowledging where you already place your trust. In general, many people have some under or overtone that you get what you are dealt. That is not the only way to look at it. When you look at anything from a particular trust level, you experience the results of that trust. You always get the evidence for whatever you are trusting in. If you trust in, I do not get what I want, need I say that perhaps some of you will be familiar with some of the results of that type of trust. In other words, we're offering you a different approach. Rather than building up through processes and exercises and mental strain, trust that you do get what you want. If you find that you are not doing that, then first acknowledge where your trust is, and then you can change it. Trust the timing. From my experience, which is in no way, in any shape or form better than your own, simply different, I know that I get what I want. Therefore, I get what I want. I know that I will get it if I continue to want it. And I know something else. I know that I will not get it one moment sooner than I can handle it and explore it fully. I also know that I will not get it one moment later. How refreshing. The idea is this. Timing can be used to your own advantage. When you begin to sense that you desire or want something, obviously it is either available in that moment that you are thinking and pondering it, or it is not. Plain and straightforward. I think you will agree with me on that one. If it is available, Obviously, it is simply a matter of doing that thing and reaping the result. If it is not available, you get a choice. You can use the fact that it's not available as evidence that it never will be and give up, or you can understand the fact that it's not available means even though you may think you are ready for it, obviously, through the feedback of your reality, the universe is telling you, you may think you're ready for it, but you can enjoy it and explore it more favorably and fully when you first attract along your linear timeline certain other ideas, knowledge, and resources. Trust that you get what you want. The first thing to do to get what you want is trust your timing. You choose to trust that you do get what you want. Trusting the timing goes something like this. I am very excited about this particular thing. Is it available? Yes or no? Yes, I do it. No, well, I'm still excited about it, but it's not available. If you continue to obsess on that point when it's not available, it actually distracts you from something else. What is that something else? That something else is the unique advantage available in that moment. If you are using this moment to wish you were at that moment, you are doing so at the cost of what is right in front of you. Remind yourself, I now choose to express that I get what I want, and this is not available and I still want it, and push it aside. Push it out of your view, yet maintain it as a clear intention. I intend to do this whenever it comes up, no matter what. Once you push it aside with the assurance of that intention, you then remove the obstruction of what is right in front of you, the unique advantage of the moment you are within. Needless to say, this is an approach, and not the only approach. It is a viewpoint. It is not superior to any other viewpoint you have taken, but it is as easy as any other viewpoint you have taken. It is a matter of not settling for anything less than what you deserve, and you deserve what you desire. Focus on the most exciting option. When your clear intention is not available, there is a very interesting method that you can use to get the thing more quickly. As we have said before, that is by pushing it aside and using your excitement and passion. See what choices you have right now, and from those choices, act on the one that excites you the most with integrity. That option may seem to have absolutely nothing whatsoever to do with that desire, that want, or that clear intention. However, the fact that you desire it more than anything else that's available, the fact that it excites you more than anything else that's available, and the fact that that clear intention excites you, means they have excitement in common. Excitement is your particular, unique expression of who you are from what's available. The fact that something excites you in a given moment, though it may situationally seem to have nothing to do with that clear intention that is not available in that moment, tells you in no uncertain terms that it is related. By pushing away everything that's not available, you ground yourself to the moment. When you explore what is available, you use the unique advantages that each moment has to offer. The only thing that you are doing is choosing to view your reality from this perspective and doing that thing. If you act on what excites you with integrity, then you cannot in the process harm anyone else or yourself. More about integrity. In regard to integrity, I remind you that I do not mean this from your general moral term integrity, which is quite subjective and quite variable from group to group on your planet. I mean integrity as it stems from the word integrated whole. Remember, you are an infinite being seeming or choosing to seem to exist within a reality. But again, as I have said and will now expand on, the reality exists within you. The paradox is that reality exists within each and every one of you, and although it would seem like this could not be possible, you are getting the idea of an infinite concept, where each one of you will experience that all of reality exists within them, including all the others in the room and the entire planet. This seeming inconsistency is an infinite concept. Anything within reality is part of one integrated whole. Everything that you interact with is a reflection within the integrated whole of your consciousness. Each thing is telling you something about yourself and about what you are choosing to explore from your infinite point of view. Act with integrity. If you acknowledge the integration of all reality, I assume that your actions will reflect the respect that anything that you interact with is not separate from you, but is part of you. Integrity is simply acting according to that respect for everything within you, for your agreements, and for the interactions that you choose to co-create with other individuals. One other way to look at integrity is, well, can I act on this particular option with integrity? Integrity is when you superimpose any individuals that you are dealing with on yourself. Perhaps going something like this. Well, if that were me, would I like it if someone did that or interacted with me in that way? This can be summed up by one of your phraseologies on your planet. Do unto others as you would have them do unto you. Following that guideline always expresses your integrity. It always treats everything within you, everyone within you, and every situation within you as though it is you. When you express that, you treat yourself and every aspect of yourself with that same respect. So if you are able to act on an exciting prospect with integrity, no harm done, for you are treating your reality with the respect it deserves, and you are honoring the expression of your excitement, which is the expression, once again, of who you are. Excitement is your guidance. Why does something excite you, you in particular? Everyone is excited about something slightly different. Some people may overlap and share exciting notions, but each excitement expression is unique. That is because excitement is the personalized indicator that reality gives you to tell you from what's available which options are most you. That is what excitement is. Excitement is the vibration, the compass, and the barometer that tells you, this is me. If this is me, and you can act on it with integrity, do so. If a particular option seems the most exciting, but you cannot do it with integrity, push it aside. Do not fixate or obsess on it. The criteria is excitement with integrity. If you cannot act on it with integrity, it is not an option for you. When you push it aside, rather than keep it there, you allow yourself to see what is just right behind it. Each moment has a unique option and a unique advantage. Doing this and maintaining your desire, your clear intention, and the thing that you want is all that it takes to continue to be who you are, to interact with your reality with integrity, and to finally experience the thing you say you want. Delays are in your favor. When the thing that you want is an option and you have gone through many other experiences, you are now more equipped to explore that exciting thing. After you establish an exciting thing is a clear intention, the timing and the lack of it being available right now allows you to accumulate through experience, resources, and knowledge tools that will enable you, no matter what you say right now, to enjoy that thing more fully than you can even imagine. Choose to trust you get what you want. All of this is a matter of taking the trust that many of you place in the fact that things never work out and shifting it to the more empowering point of view that you do get what you want. Perhaps at first, it doesn't happen or come when you think it should. But if you still want it and get it, what's the difference? And if you begin to not want it and don't get it, what's the difference? The point is, generally, you will find you will maintain that desire, that excitement, and you will, through a series of amazing coincidences and things coming from all different directions that you never expected, attract resources, individuals, timing, knowledge, and equipment that will place you in a moment where that thing you want is one of the options that you can act on with integrity. In a nutshell, trust your timing. In a nutshell, this is what it means to trust your timing. Each time that you do not take this approach, you are trusting that there is no timing and that you do not get what you want. And you get the evidence and the effect that there is no intelligence to the timing and that you do not get what you want, except once in a while when you get lucky. Seeing and concentrating on what's right in front of your face, choosing the most exciting option, and then acting on it with integrity is no big deal, as you say. It is easy, it is fun, it is effortless. Acting on the things that excite you with integrity takes no effort and produces no struggle. If it is available, now is the time, as you say, to go for it. If it is not, you still get what you want. Allow that to roll around in your mentality. Allow this approach to be sampled by you. Assume that things are going well. Obviously, the way that you create your reality right now is flawless, for your reality is ongoing and you experience it. However, perhaps the idea of consciously creating your life, of creating according to preference, may just appeal to you. I don't know, maybe it will. In our society, we have found from our own experience that we will settle for nothing less, and the mechanism is flawless. When you follow your excitement with integrity in each moment, right here, right now, you create new effects. As you act on something that excites you, there is a result, and that result puts a new thing into the options that wouldn't have been there before. Something that excites you in this moment, though it may seem to have nothing to do with the most exciting thing, is, by definition, a stepping stone that literally creates the next stone, and so on and so forth. Everything is related and part of one integrated whole. This is you, this is your reality, and this is one option of how you can create your life. When you do so, life is effortless. You experience what you call ecstasy. Everything is an effortless, conscious creation. When you do so, not only do you change, and not only does your life change, but miraculously, so does everyone around you. Expressing yourself is contagious. Your new approach, by the way, becomes quite contagious. When people see someone else living in this way, validating themselves, using and choosing from their excitement, they get attracted to this idea because they see that it works at least as well as the disempowering notions that they already use. It all works. It is simply a matter of choosing which one you want. You get what you want. The ultimate truth. One thing that we sometimes share with you is the ultimate truth. Ah, the ultimate truth. What is the ultimate truth, Ilan? Please tell me. All right, I will. The ultimate truth, to ultimately be the truth, leaves nothing out. The ultimate truth must, now listen up, if you choose to sleep, wake up now. The ultimate truth must be composed of all truths. Leave one out, and it is almost the ultimate truth. All truths must exist within the ultimate truth. What this means is that all truths, all beliefs, and all approaches are valid. A truth is a way, not the way. Obviously, being a person that can only choose one thing at a time means you cannot choose all truths. In fact, some truths may actually seem to contradict one another, but that does not make one right and one wrong. That makes them both the truth for each of the people expressing and exploring them. When you get a feel for the fact that all truths are true for the people choosing them, you then take the burden off your shoulders of having to convert everyone over to your truth. Believe me, your neck and shoulders will feel better when you remove that weight from yourself. The bottom line is, it is a futile effort to assume that your truth is the only truth and that's it. When you do that, you miss out on all the other options. Another way to look at this is, my truth is a truth. It is the truth that I am choosing to explore. I have my reasons. Certainly, I have my right to explore any truth I wish. Why not consider affording that attitude to everyone else? Well, their truth may be at odds with my truth, but they have their reasons. I wish to express that I have the right to express my truth. Obviously, even though their truth may look misguided to me, they have the right to explore their truth. Simply removing the idea that a truth is the only way and replacing it with the idea that it is a way can lubricate the friction that people create between one another. You can validate everyone else's truth without condoning it. Condoning a truth is expressing it. Condoning someone else's truth, by the way, is not validating it. It is not saying, well, you have the right and reason to believe that. Condoning someone else's truth is you acting according to their truth. Well, I'll show them how that feels. You are being them when you show them that. You are expressing their truth and proving to them that their truth absolutely works as well. All truths are valid. All truths are valid. All truths work. All belief systems are complete packages, and they carry with them their own set of evidence, their own set of results, even if they seem completely opposite. When you expand your version of the ultimate truth to include all other truths, you can even come face to face with an individual saying that their way is the only way and allow their way to be valid, even though you choose to act according to your way. In other words, their truth may not encompass yours, but yours can always continue to encompass theirs. Having and expressing this understanding on an individual level is all it takes to expand out, level by level, person by person on your planet. The bulk of struggle and conflict that occurs on your planet is when an ideology or philosophy builds into its doctrine, this is the only way and anything else stinks, get out of here. Instead, understand that there is only one perspective. Validating truths gives you strength. Obviously, when people have the perspective that their truth is the only way, they do not allow themselves to have as many options to choose from. When sharing your truth, if you simply look at it from the perspective that this is a truth, a very valid truth, it works. If you are attracted to it, come here, I will share it with you. If not, go along your way, you will find your own truth. If everyone on your planet were to tomorrow embrace this idea, what you call war would cease. As a society, what you would begin to understand, as we have understood, is that there actually is strength and unity in diversity. The truths that insist that all other truths have no right to be there will generally create a reality in which they will in some way eradicate themselves from it. That's because it is inconsistent with your expression. Negative people who would choose to explore negativity will always get the results of their negativity, but that is none of your business, so to speak. Allowing all truths makes things easier. In terms of expressing your truth, it is your business and concern. When you embrace all possibilities, you allow yourself to live as an expanded being rather than a contracted one. If you were to consider for at least a moment some particular truth that seems to be quite bigoted and disempowering, and why one might feel that way, you will see in almost every instance perhaps just a glimmer of why someone would be that way. That gives you the compassion to understand that, though you may not choose to be that way, they have the right and reason. By having an attitude of, well, I'll show them, you reinforce their reality. By maintaining who you are and allowing them to be who they are without condoning their actions, you show them another possibility. When you give someone back what they're giving, you reinforce their reality. When you show them an alternative, you give them another choice. It is not your business to decide whether or not they will take that choice, but you will often find individuals do not really wish to remain disempowered, nor do they really wish to think that reality is crumbling all around them, nor do they really wish to think they are unloved, nor judged from within and from without. Expressing yourself serves others. The only way you can even come close to being able to provide to a disempowered individual any sense of service is by expressing your own empowerment. That shows that at least it's possible. It makes the statement, "Here's a living example." That is not your job, but that will be an automatic result. Compassion doesn't need to be sympathy. Compassion can be honoring of their power and ability to create. When you create a circumstance, it can be honoring their ability to handle the results. If you can assist, by all means do, but if you cannot, at least acknowledge and respect their sovereignty and creatorhood. Perhaps they are creating from a disempowered perspective, but nonetheless, they are just as flawlessly creating. You are perfect creators, perfect. When you choose misery and strife, you create perfect misery and strife, but that is no less a perfect creation. To you, it may be a less preferred creation, and that's why you can change your perspective. You cannot be responsible for anyone else, only to them. Only they can make the choices and take action in their life. However, you can be responsible for yourself in expressing who you are. This brings me back, once again, to using your excitement and trusting your timing. Reminder, you get what you want. If something is not available, you always have the choice to say, well, since it's not available, I don't get it. I never get what I want, and so on and so forth. Or you have the ability to say, I thought I was ready for this, but apparently I'm only ready to just look at it. Awesome. I am now very excited because that means I will enjoy this even more than I can imagine. I'll wait. If you simply assume that you get what you want, and that is a given, then let go. If you know you're going to get what you want, what else is there left to do but enjoy yourself from now until then? You definitely get it. In any case, that's one way to approach it, if you want to. Your timing is perfect and flawless. You have an expression, an idea that has come before its time. No, just talking about the idea tells you it's time, and conversely, the fact that it's not available tells you it's not. You get what you want if you allow yourself to assume and insist that it is so. Because you create in an unfolding manner, you do not allow yourself to see how everything will play out. You do this on purpose, I might add. If you could see, you'd lose the discovery, you'd lose the surprise, and you'd lose the everyone knows the first time is the best time experience. By the way, the first time is not necessarily always the best time, but I understand what you mean. The first time is uniquely one experience, and then any other time you do it is actually, again, the first time with a little bit of knowledge. So you can also look at it that way. Conclusion. Remember that you attracted yourself to this material. That is nothing but an expression of your timing. It isn't an accident that you're here, right now, at this time. By the way, most of the time you will see why the timing was so. Yet once in a while, you will not. Big deal. That is part of the discovery and the surprise. You know what you need to know when you need to know it if you simply acknowledge that.